Hello everyone, welcome back. This is lecture 3, class 9th, subject English. In this lecture we are going to discuss the third type of tense, and this is our lecture 3 of chapter 6 of grammar, that is tenses. In this lecture, we will have a recapitulation that will include present tense and past tense. Then we will discuss the leftover tense, that is future tense, its types and their structure and uses. Let's have a look on the recapitulation. So in total we have 12 tenses, right? Each tense is divided into its 4 types: present, past and future, then present, indefinite, continuous, perfect, perfect continuous, likewise past, past indefinite, past continuous, past perfect continuous, future, future indefinite, future continuous, future perfect and future perfect continuous. We started with present indefinite tense. So let's recall first that what are tenses. So what are tense? So tense is actually a form of verb which denotes the time of an action and its degree of completeness. The first and the foremost type we have is present indefinite tense. Present indefinite tense used to talk about habitual actions, daily routine, custom, journal or scientific truth used in. Then we have present continuous tense. As the name itself signifies, continuous, that represents the continuity of any action. So present continuous tense used to talk about the continuity of the action at the time of speaking, or to talk about the action that is planned for the near future. It emphasizes the continuing nature of an act, event or condition. Then we have its basic form, that is subject. The next tense we have is present perfect tense. As the name itself signifies, perfect, that is completeness. So present perfect tense is used to express an action that has recently been completed and the time of which is not given. Its basic form is subject plus has have plus third form of the verb plus object. Then next form of present tense is present perfect continuous tense. Present perfect continuous tense is used to express an action which began at some time in the past and is still continuing and may extend into the future. It also shows the cause and effect relationship in the present. Its basic form is subject plus has have plus been plus first form of the verb plus ing plus since or for plus object. We discussed about past tense. Past tense or past indefinite tense that represents the action that has been completed in the past time. Simple past or past indefinite tense is a verb tense which is used to show that a completed action took place at a specific time in the past. Its basic form is subject plus second form of the verb, that is past form of verb plus object. For negative and interrogative we used did, and along with did first form is to be used. Then for negative we have subject plus did plus not plus first form plus object. For interrogative, did will come forward, that is auxiliary will come forward, plus subject plus first form of the verb plus object. Then we have past continuous tense. It is used to describe actions that began in the past and often continued for a short period of time after the action. And its basic form is subject plus was word plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. Then we have past perfect tense. Past perfect tense expresses the idea that something occurred before another action in the past. That means this tense is used to describe an action which had been completed before another action began. Its basic form is subject plus had plus third form, that is past participle form of the verb plus object. Then last type of past tense is past perfect continuous tense. Past perfect continuous tense is used to denote an action that had been going on for some time before another action took place in the past. It is used to show that something started in the past and continued up until another time in the past. Its basic form is subject plus had plus been plus first form plus ing plus since or for plus object. Then we have a slight difference between the usage of simple past and present perfect. See, the simple past always refers to an action or situation that is finished, that is completed. The present perfect connects the past and the present, and it is used to show that an action or situation in the past, like continues today, maybe that action started in the past and is continuing till now, or might happen again. So this is the basic difference between simple past and present perfect. Now, future tense, as other two tenses, are classified into four types, that is future indefinite or simple future tense, then future continuous tense or progressive tense, then future perfect tense and future perfect continuous tense. Now we will discuss each of them with their basic form, structure and their uses. The first type we have is future indefinite tense. The simple future is a verb tense that is used to talk about things that have not happened yet. Its basic form is subject plus will or shall plus first form of the verb, that is the main verb or the base form of the verb, plus object. Now with first person we commonly use shall, and with other person, that is second and third person, we use will. For negative sentences, the structure will be after auxiliaries, that is will shall, not will be used, subject plus will shall plus not plus first form of the verb plus object. Then for interrogative sentences, auxiliaries will come forward. Will or shall plus subject plus first form of verb plus object. So this is the basic structure of future indefinite tense. Now let's see few examples. We shall eat pizza. Now for negative, we shall not eat pizza. Then for interrogative, auxiliary will come forward. Shall we eat pizza? Next example. They will read lessons. Now for negative, after auxiliary is not. They will not read lessons. Then for interrogative, auxiliary will come forward. Will they read lessons? So they were the examples of future indefinite tense. Now let's discuss the uses of future indefinite tense. The first use we have is we use this simple future with will to predict the future. We can use it for future facts and for things that are less certain. That means we use to denote a future action or event, and for future facts and for the things that are less certain. For example, the sun will rise at 7 am. I think the conservatives will win the next election. That means the certainty is less. Then we have the next use. We can also use be going to make a prediction about the future. Example, look at those boys playing football. They are going to break the window. So in this manner we use simple future tense. The sky is getting darker and darker. It is going to rain. So they were the uses of simple future tense. Now next type we have is future continuous tense. Future continuous tense is a verb tense that indicates that something will occur in the future and continue for an expected length of time. That means future continuous tense is used to represent the actions that will be in progress at a time in the future. Its basic form: subject plus will or shall plus be plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. For negative and for interrogative: subject plus will or shall plus not plus be plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. For interrogative sentences we have will or shall plus subject plus be plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. Now let's see few examples of this tense. First, I will be listening to music. For interrogative, after auxiliary not will be added. I will not be listening to music. For interrogative, auxiliary will come forward. Will I be listening to music? Next example, they will be dancing happily. For negative, they will not be dancing happily, and in interrogative it will be will they be dancing happily. So in this manner we are going to frame sentences for affirmative, negative and interrogative for future continuous tense. Now let's discuss the uses of future continuous tense. The first use we have is to talk about future events that will be in progress at a specific time in the future. For example, this time tomorrow I will be lying on the beach. That means to express an action that will continue at some time in future or which are already planned. Then another use we have to indicate actions which are already planned or expected to take place in normal course of things, right? That means which are already planned and that will happen as they are a part of normal thing or a normal daily routine. For example, he will be going to office tomorrow, right? That is expected to be taken place. So in such cases we use future continuous tense. Next use we have to talk about not so exciting moments too. For example, this time next week I will be taking my exam. This time tomorrow I will be waiting at the doctor's office. So to talk about not so exciting moments. Then we have to make predictions about the present, that what will be happening this time. Like for example, mother will be cooking dinner now. She will be getting ready for school. That means future continuous tense is also used to make predictions about the present time. So they were the uses of future continuous tense. Now we have common time expressions used with the future continuous. The future continuous tense is commonly used with the following time expressions: while, when, this, time tomorrow, this time next week, in the afternoon, next month, next week, next year, etc. Now next tense we have is future perfect tense. The future perfect tense indicates that an action will have been completed at some point in the future. That means to indicate an action which is expected to be completed by a certain time in future. Its basic form: subject plus will shall plus have plus third form of the verb, that is past participle form, plus object. For negative and for interrogative, subject plus will or shall plus have plus not plus third form of the verb plus object. For interrogative, auxiliaries will come forward. In this case, will shall will come forward. Will or shall plus subject plus have plus third form of the verb plus object. Now let's see few examples. First, he will have arrived. For in negative, after auxiliary not, he will not have arrived. Will he have arrived? Next example, it will have stopped raining. It will not have stopped raining. And for interrogative, will it have stopped raining? So they were the examples of future perfect tense. Now let's discuss the uses of future perfect tense. First use, it is used to say how long for an action that starts before and continues up to another action or time in the future. That means it is used to express such actions that starts before and that will continue up to another time in the future. For example, when we get married, I will have known Robert for 4 years. Next use, to talk about an action that will finish before a certain time in the future, but we do not know exactly when. For example, by the time I am 60, I will have retired. Then next use we have to express belief of the speaker that certain action has already taken place. That means to express the belief of the speaker that action has already taken place. For example, you will have read about Shakespeare, the great playwright. So they were the uses of future perfect tense. Now the last type of future we have is future perfect continuous tense. The future perfect continuous is a verb tense that describes the activity will have begun sometime in the past, present or in the future and is expected to continue in the future. That means to denote an action that will have been going on at or before some point of time in future. Its basic form is subject plus will or shall have been. It will be used together, will have been or shall have been, plus first form of the verb plus ing, then use of since or for plus object. Then for negative and for interrogative, for negative we have subject plus will or shall plus not plus have plus been plus first form of the verb plus ing, then use of since or for plus object. For negative, auxiliary will come forward. will or shall plus subject plus have been plus verb first form plus ing plus use of since or for plus object. Now let's discuss the few examples of this tense. First, I will have been working at the company for 5 years. Now in negative, I will not have been working at the company for 5 years. For interrogative, auxiliaries will come forward. Will I have been working at the company for 5 years? So they were the structure and examples of future perfect continuous tense. Now let's discuss the uses of future perfect continuous tense. First use we have to say how long for an action that continues up to another point in the future. For example, in April, she will have been teaching for 12 years. That means this tense is used to express actions that continues up to another point in the future. By the time you arrive, I will have been cooking for hours. Another use we have is to talk about something that finishes just before another time or action. It is often used because there will be a result at the second point in the future. For example, when I see you, I will have been studying, so I'll be tired. That means cause and effect, and also to talk about an action that will finish before another action or time, before another time or action. So they were the uses of future perfect continuous tense. Now let's discuss the homework solution of the questions which I gave you related to tense. The first question was that you have to write the following sentences in present continuous tense. So the sentences there were 5 sentences. Now let's change them into present continuous tense. What is the rule of present continuous? Subject plus ismr plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. So first sentence answers we have, they are, with plural are plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. They are inviting all the neighbors. The cat is drinking all the milk. He is wasting his time. We are teaching you this chapter. The gardener is watering the plants. Then another question was that you have to change the following sentences into negative and interrogative form of sentence. The first sentence was, I wrote articles on different topics. Wrote, that is second form. So we will use did plus first form. For negative, I did not write articles on different topics. Then for interrogative, did I write articles on different topics? Next, the peon opens the gate. Opens, that is verb first form plus s or es. That is simple present tense. And we are going to use do or does. The peon does not open the gate. Then interrogative, does the peon open the gate? Another sentence, he abused me. That is the second form of the verb. Then we are going to use did plus first form of the verb. He did not abuse me. For interrogative, did he abuse me? Then I went to the concert of realistic songs. Again it is simple past tense. Go, went, gone, second form. So negative, I did not go to the concert of realistic songs. For interrogative, did I go to the concert of realistic songs? The last sentence was, you bought a pen for your sister. Then again this is simple past. Did plus first form. You did not buy a pen for your sister. For interrogative, did you buy a pen for your sister? So in this manner we are going to change the different form of sentences, identifying the tense, then going with its basic form and structure, we can change sentences into negative or interrogative, or from negative or interrogative to affirmative. Now your homework is that you have to revise the structure and usage of tenses, and you will write the rules of tenses in your English practice notebook.